First, let me park up here and give you an analogy that completely changed how I think about business. Imagine you have a restaurant, okay? So you have the best chef, the best food, the best atmosphere. You have an amazing restaurant on paper, but none of that guarantees you're gonna be the most profitable restaurant. You might be the best restaurant on paper in your mind and other people's mind, but none of that guarantees you're gonna be the most profitable restaurant. What would guarantee it is if you have hundreds of people waiting in line, hungry and ready to get in and desperate to get in. Because the truth is, if you have a hungry crowd and people really genuinely want what you're selling, it's gonna be way easier to sell to them than having the perfect conditions, having the perfect atmosphere, having the best food. And if you have a hungry crowd, you can be pretty mediocre. Think of if you go to a festival, there's people that are very hungry. The food isn't always the best, but because there's a hungry crowd and there's limited competition, it's way easier to sell, and that's where you make a profit. Now, of course, if you do a good job with the service delivery, if you do a good job with the actual food that you're selling, that's what's gonna allow you to become the best business. But fundamentally, what matters more is not how good you are. It matters if you have a hungry crowd that's looking to buy from you. That's the power of targeting the right people with the right offer at the right time. And this is the biggest thing that a lot of beginners get wrong. They're trying to sell to everyone. They're going onto LinkedIn and posting stuff like, I'm an AI expert, I'm gonna sell you AI solutions. They're targeting e-commerce businesses, info product businesses. They're targeting local businesses, dental practices, professional services. They're going all over the place, being very broad. And as a result of that, they don't have that hungry crowd, even if their service is really good. The reality is there's no difference in terms of appearance between you and somebody who just completed a ChatGPT tutorial and is now going to businesses and trying to sell them things. Here's what I need you to understand. You can't outperform your code. And you can write this down if you need to, if that's gonna help you internalize it, but you can't outperform your code. It's just not possible. There's a ceiling that's been set inside of your mind based on the beliefs that you currently hold. And no matter how bad you want it, no matter how ambitious you are, no matter how hardworking you are, and no matter how much you feel as though you're meant for more, if you can't break past this internal ceiling that you have that's holding you back based on the code that you hold, it won't be possible to ascend and actually charge premium prices. Most people are running a code written by fear, often the fear of rejection, the fear that they're not good enough yet, they're not experienced enough, they're new, they need case studies to get clients. And look, I get it. When I first started out, I was scared to charge premium prices. I genuinely felt sorry anytime I was pitching something that in my mind with my code at the time felt too high. I'd get on sales calls and I'd feel scared to drop the number. And that's dark energy. It's operating from a place of I'm not worthy, I'm not competent enough to be able to charge what I feel like I actually deserve. And what shifted everything for me was understanding that if I came from a place of contribution, not desperation, I was actually able to be aligned to being able to orient myself to selling in the right way. And it changed the game for me. It was like somebody added extra zeros into my bank account overnight. Everything got easier, clients said yes faster, things moved smoother, all because I fixed the internal code that was holding me back. With that said, let's get tactical and get into the exact strategy. And before I break it down, I know it's gonna be simple, and it is simple. You don't wanna overcomplicate it. So here we go, ready? Step one, pick one type of problem to solve for one type of business. That's it, that's step one. Most people fail here because they wanna be something for everyone, intentional and channelized to a specific niche. You have people coming in here saying they do AI for e-commerce, AI for digital products, AI for dental practices, AI for like it's just, they're all over the place, and it's difficult to be able to scale that way. Just stop and pick one. So let me give you an example. Let's say you pick dental practices. What is the biggest problem that dental practices have? Too many no-shows and missed appointments cost them thousands of dollars per month. So isn't to implement an AI system and charge them 5K for it. Your offer is to save money and make money by having more appointments show up. It might sound something like, I'll come into your business and improve your show rate by 40% through smart paid advertising, through AI systems, and through appointment confirmation reminders. I'm sure you see the difference. One is a tool, the other is an outcome. One makes you a vendor, the other makes you a business partner inside of their business, intentional about creating scale for them and increasing their profit. And that goes into step two, sell a results-driven offer. Here's where it gets interesting. You're not selling a service, you're selling a result. And the way you do this is by structuring your offer around what they actually care about. So instead of saying, I charge $5,000 for an AI-powered system, you say, I implement an AI-powered system into your business and I save you $10,000 or make you $10,000 every single month or you don't pay. Now you're not even selling, you're presenting an opportunity. And this is exactly what I learned by working with hundreds of businesses. Businesses don't care about AI, they care about two things. It's either making money or saving money. And if you orient the way you speak to them around one of those two things, then you're speaking their language and it's gonna be way easier to sell them. And that brings me to step three. How do you actually close the deal? And what I've seen the most success with for AI agency clients is using a 2-call close process. Here's what I mean by that. Most people, the way they mess up is they come into a deal, they speak to a prospect who's a little bit cold, they're selling them something a little bit more complicated. It's usually a higher price, close. And if you try to go for the close on the first call, that is probably not going to work. It's probably going to create sales resistance and push them away. In my experience, one call closes work for a B2C traffic, but if you're selling B2B, which most people are, it's not effective. It's way easier to do a 2-call close sequence. So let's actually break that down. On the first call, I don't pitch anything. What I do is I ask questions and I'm diagnosing their business like a physician would so that I can have the intel to produce an offer that they'll feel stupid saying no to. In the example of a dental practice, the questions I would ask are, how many appointments do you have per week? What's your average no-show rate? How much revenue does that cost you? And I'm getting them to tell me how much pain they're in and feel the weight of inaction. Then at the end of the call, I don't pitch, I don't close. I say, I think I can help you and I have a proposal that I'd like to create for you within the next 24 hours, which shows that you move with speed. And then take all that intel, put it into an AI automation, build out a proposal off of that AI automation that looks good, that looks professional, that is targeted to their business and personalized based on the information that they gave you within that initial first call, and then go for a second call within which you pitch. They're expecting me to follow up and I'm not chasing them. All I'm doing is fulfilling a promise that I made on that first call. And then on that second call, I walk them through the plan. I show them exactly what I'm going to do for them. I show them the timeline, the expected results. And the key is I've already done the work to customize it for them. So they're not getting a generic pitch, they're getting a tailored solution for their specific problem. And at that point, closing becomes easy because the offer is personalized. You've built so much rapport. You have such a tailored solution that's a no-brainer for them to say no to, and you can clearly show the value that you're able to drive for them. So now let me show you the math, and here's where it gets exciting. Let's say you're just getting started and you don't have a huge portfolio yet, you don't have a ton of case studies. And so we're gonna be conservative with the figures and we're gonna break it down for you in your current situation right now. So let's say you're landing just 2 clients per month at $5,000 each. That's already $10,000 per month. Now let's say you're delivering AI appointment reminders and paid advertising, like in the example of dental practices. So the actual cost to deliver that service is maybe $100 to $300 a month for the software expenses. And so your profit margin is insane because you're making a profit of roughly $4,800 per client. And here's the beautiful part. These aren't just one-time projects. These are monthly recurring revenue clients because you have the tether of paid advertising and because you have the software that you implemented that might need upkeep every few months. So once you build the system, it'll generally run automatically, but you're going to be making a recurring revenue of $1,000 to $3,000 per month per client. So in month 1, you close 2 clients, $5,000 each, you got $10,000. In month 2, maybe you get another 2 clients, you get $10,000 from those 2 clients, but then you also have the revenue from month 1, which might equate to a few $1,000s. And then by month 3, $10,000 again, month 1, month 2 clients in recurring revenue. By month 6, you could have $20,000 to $30,000 in recurring revenue from clients between month 1 and month 5. And that doesn't even include the new cash that you have from new clients that you sign on by month 6, which if we expect 2 clients per month, that's $10K per month. Now, if you raise your standards, if you spend more in advertising, if you get better at sales, if you have a better offer, if you potentially raise your prices, you could even drive the value of new upfront cash. You see the economics of it. You see the compounding nature of it. The game is you want to do a great job with sales, with marketing, and then with customer support and fulfillment such that people pay you on a monthly basis. But the entire nature of the game is having the right offer, having the right sales process, and having the right service delivery process such that you can architect a business where you're getting paid month over month. That's what a real business is. It's not built off of new cash every single month. It's built off of recurring revenue from existing clients that you've been working with for a long period of time that drives a higher LTV. Now, before you even think it, I don't want you to think about the idea of, Nabil, why would they pay me $5,000 when they can go and hire a freelancer for $500? And this is a limiting belief. This is, again, limited based on the code that you might have if you're watching this video, if you're thinking that. Because the reality is freelancers are not driving results. There is a skill to this game. If you know how to actually genuinely drive value, if you're able to go to a business and genuinely save them $10,000 a month or make them $10,000 a month, they'll have no issue paying you $5,000 because you're genuinely driving value for them. The freelancer might not be able to do that, but you can do that. You're positioning yourself as a partner. You're not positioning yourself as an agency. You're not positioning yourself as some freelancer that's coming in and not actually able to drive value. And if you're consistently showing up, you will be able to do that. This is also why picking the right niche and differentiating your service delivery is extremely important because you don't want to be framed as a freelancer. You're not a freelancer, you're a specialist. And that's how you need to think about yourself. And be intentional with who you sell to. If you go to a startup that's broke, they don't have the money, they don't have a track record of paying $10,000 a month for marketing and operations. But if you go to a business that's established, that has been paying for the service for the past 5 years, 10 years, they're in an industry where it's normal to pay high ticket for these types of services, maybe because of the nature of their business and the high ticket velocity of what the value you're able to drive is able to bring them, then it makes way more sense to be able to charge those prices. So not only do you want to differentiate, not Not only do you want to fix the code that you have, not only do you want to make sure that you have the right sales process to drive the deal forward, you also want to make sure that you sell to the right person and have a starving crowd that genuinely needs your offer. And the reality is, even if you have the perfect process, the perfect niche, the perfect ICP that you're targeting, you still will struggle if you don't have the right code. Because the majority of people watching this video, and I genuinely mean this, 99% of the people watching this video have some kind of code that's holding them back that says something like, I don't have the right experience, or this is too saturated, or I don't know if this is going to be something that exists in 2 years from now, or something like, I need case studies, I need social proof, blah, blah. Everyone has their own thing. And if any of these things that I said resonate with you, then you should really write that down and reflect internally, because you'll never be able to get to the next level until you break those limiting beliefs. Until you break that code, you won't be able to ascend to where you ultimately want to get to and where the vision that you hold is within. So here's what we're going to end this video with doing. Whatever number you have in your mind as your goal, write that down right now. Whatever it is, if it's $10,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, whatever number that is, I want you to write that down and I want you to start acting like that person today. Not when you actually achieve it, because you have to act and think and behave as that individual today before you actually get it, because the behavior that you have, the way through which you move through life is ultimately what's going to allow you to get that. So write that number down and start adopting the patterns, beliefs, and behaviors of that individual from today. Look, I've been doing this for years. I've helped clients close 6-figure deals within their first year. I've helped people get to 10K per month within the first 90 days. And the process is always the same. Pick a niche, create a results first offer, use a 2-call close sequence. That's it. Rinse and repeat. It's that simple. But simple doesn't mean easy. You still have to do the work. You still have to show up to the sales calls. You still have to reprogram your code. And as long as you stay consistent, you will create success. If you found value in this video, just hit subscribe. That lets me know that you're enjoying the content. It makes it more likely that I'll create more content like this in the future. And moving into 2026, let's have a huge year. Let's crush it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one.